Hello everyone and welcome back to another Eruption of Shame. Today we have the April 2024 games, which are very different from what people were expecting a couple of days ago. A couple of days ago they were expecting a massive bundle full of high-hitting games like Returnal and Assassin's Creed. Instead, only one of the games leaked ended up being correct, which is Fashion Police Squad, but the rest is something different. Now, is it a good bundle or not? Who knows? We'll have a look through and see right now. The first one is Victoria 3. This is one of Paradox's grand strategy games. These are big. I've tried to play Hearts of Iron once before and failed dismally. So we'll see if it happens the same this way around. That being said, these games have got quite a dedicated following, which does mean some people might be waiting for this. However, there are other things you might need to know about Paradox titles in general. Two things. First of all, almost every Paradox title is currently mixed, because for some reason, Paradox has not been doing well this last year or so. They keep on making poor decisions and bad DLC. That's the second thing. This is just the base game of Victoria. Whereas, like most Paradox games, there are several expansion packs, Dawn of Wonder, Voices of the People, Sphere of Influence, etc., that you may find yourself wanting to purchase if you get into Victoria 3. So, this to me, well, it's not necessarily a bad game to have in the bundle, feels more like a demo than anything else. If you do have a friend who plays Victoria 3, and you'd like to try playing multiplayer, if it's anything like Stellaris, you should be able to share DLCs that way, and then pick up the DLCs later when they're on special. So that would be my recommendation as a Paradox. Well, let's say Paradox fan, but recently they've really been dropping the ball, as I say. The next one is the Callisto Protocol. Fuck. A horror game. Yay! Yay! Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, you know how much I love horror games. Ugh. Then we have Humankind Definitive Edition. Now, I went through a little bit of a pre-millennia 4X binge with a friend, and basically, I played the shit out of all the 4X games, including Humankind. Now, Humankind has got its problems. It has, and there's been a lot of people saying recently, oh, it's irredeemable. I think it's fun enough. It just doesn't have the same longevity as, say, a Civ game. And I must say, the lack of DLC for this one is a massive disappointment. Because, like, there's a lot to it that, like, could have been done a lot better if with a few more DLC, a little bit more time in the oven, a few more free patches, etc. This game feels very much like it has been mostly abandoned. It is, however, still a full game. It has a, I won't say active modding community, but it does have a modding community which adds some major things. Like there's some naval weapons mod that also adds like tons of random technologies. I'm not sure why it's called naval weapons mod. It has a very long prehistoric age, which you'll either love or hate, which has mods to make that longer. The point is, I don't know. If you don't have this game, it's probably better to get for free than to pay for it. So that's a good thing. I don't know who on my list is going to get this as a gift, but I guess we'll find out. Next is Fashion Police Squad. Now, this is the one game that was on the list, and is actually on my wish list as well. It was on the list for this month for the leak, and so that's good that it came out, I suppose. As far as I know, it's just a FPS where you go around shooting people with fashion. Yeah, it just looks funny, really, to be honest. It was on my wish list, and I will look forward to playing it. But I'd say, given that I wasn't planning on buying it anytime soon, this isn't a horrible pickup for the Humble Bundle today. The next one, and another example of a game which is not horrible for a pickup, is Terraformers. Terraformers, I have a couple of videos on the channel about, and I'm planning on making another one because a DLC just dropped, and I actually felt like buying it, so I did. So I love me some Mars terraforming. Terraformers, is very positively rated. It sort of is very similar to something like, well, how to describe it really? It's a board game, really. It is just quite plain and simply a board game. You collect cards, you work through and slowly start researching and colonizing and building, etc., etc. Um, so yeah, it's basically a card game where you go around and terraform Mars. Not similar to, well, similar to, but not exactly the same as terraforming Mars. It has a bit of a rogue-like element to it in its randomization of the maps. And thanks to a few DLCs and just some of the gameplay. Oh no, the one DLC, I guess. No, even 4 DLCs. Then yeah, no, it allowed for a lot of like exploration, expansion, etc. So I will say in general, this, if you don't already own it, is a pretty good pickup. So a few of my friends want this one. It's like so that's good to know. But yeah, I like this game. I think that's a decent pickup. So yay. Next is Symphony of War. Now I did give this a short play. I believe this is one I got on my Mountain of Shame at one point. I never played it through too much because I was never a real big fan of the Advanced Wars style stuff. But yeah, no, it's not bad. It was pretty nicely made. I need to probably give it a better go. I think that realistically, for a pickup, if you don't have it, it's not a bad one. Speaking of things which aren't that bad, Koromon. It's a little Pokemon ripoff. I've heard very good things about it. I have unfortunately bought it myself recently. So well, yes. I was thinking it was Nexamon when I first saw it, but no, this is Koromon. I have not played this game, but I have heard good things. I think that realistically, any Pokemon style game is good. And yeah, any Pokemon style game is good, basically. So that's good. I hope that and honestly, okay, last one, the Expedition Hod's Barrow adventure game. I have nothing to say about this one. I have no idea what it is. I do quite like adventure games. However, I often prefer them to be less horror and more like light-hearted. Like I never really cared as much about the Dig as I did Day of the Tentacle or Monkey Island or similar. So yeah, that's interesting. Honestly, I don't think that's a bad pickup for me in general. I quite like me a good adventure game. Not that I get them too often on my Mountain of Shame. So I think that's pretty good. Overall, despite the fact that it did not live up to the expectations people had of the original leak, I think it's a pretty decent batch of games. I think me personally, I'm a little bit upset that I own a good number of them, but I guess that means those become gifts to friends and such, which is important too. So yes. Now, unfortunately, I would usually go on to the Amazon games at this point. However, as of this current recording, there has been no leaks in regards to the April 2024 games. That being said, that does mean we can probably go back and have a look at what was previously there, but next month, because we won't have that currently. Currently, there's a couple of Fallout games you can claim on GOG. Current one is Fallout Tactics, and there's a couple of other random games on there as well. But in general, nothing new has happened yet. We do, however, have a few bundles to think about, and the first and probably most disturbing one is the Slice, Dice, and Everything Nice bundle, which appears to be a combination of anime waifus and lots of swords. Like, lots of swords, lots of fantasy elements here. I think this bundle doesn't seem that bad just because I don't think anyone would have actually, well, some people probably would, but I don't think I ever would have bought these games if it wasn't for a bundle. Because even the bundle price is like $46, which is a lot. But each of these individual games are worth about that. So the only way I'd ever get to play these games is by doing that. Because most of them, they go anywhere from $40 to $80. And they don't look good enough to justify that as a full price. So getting this as a bundle, I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's throw all these games on the bundle. This will be fine. Just remember as well, if you don't like the company or you don't like Humble, or you just want to do more, make sure you go down to custom amount down here and change it so the charities get a bunch. Particularly important when someone's like, oh, I'm going to release a $40 bundle. And you're like, well, bully for you, I don't want you to get that much. You might want to give them a little bit, obviously, but give them what you think is fair, which was the original point of Humble Bundle. Pay what you think is fair, and the rest will, and it will go to charity, etc., etc. So, yes. Next is a bundle of EDF games. I am not sure what to think about this game. It's got a lot of this one. It's got a lot of DLCs. I haven't bought it yet, despite not like hearing good things about EDF, and like I could, I suppose, buy it. I haven't made up my mind on it yet. It's still got 8 days left to make my mind up in general. Speaking of things which don't have very long left, the Saints Row bundle. Now, this is the Saints Row and Red Faction bundle. This bundle is filled to the brim with great co-op games that are just really fun to play. Saints Row the Third is quite good. Saints Row 4 is quite good. Saints Row Get Out of Hell is quite good. And the best thing of all, they've got the remastered edition, which isn't good and hasn't been considered good, but they also have the original Saints Row the Third. Which I think is really nice. They do also have the Red Faction games. I haven't played Red Faction since the very original one, but they're generally known for their destructive terrains and stuff like that. Personally, I think just for the Saints Row games alone, this bundle is worth the $15. Get Out of Hell is a lot of fun, even though it's a little bit short. It was basically started as DLC for Saints Row 4. Saints Row 4 is literally the best superhero game that's ever been released, I think, because it doesn't actually rely on existing IP. So it's like, oh, you're not just playing Superman or Spider-Man or whatever. You are playing that. Now, that being said, I haven't played Spider-Man yet. It's very possible that Spider-Man is better. I am planning on going back to that, though, when I get my new computer and can hopefully actually record it well, unlike last time I tried it. But yes, no. Saints Row 4 is definitely still one of the better superhero games out there, because you get a bunch of different superpowers, from super speed to flight to you just get really crazy, super strength, etc. You get really crazy, and in fact it's co-op as well. It's just fun. There's a lot of fun set pieces. It's just a good time. Saints Row the Third is basically just like, what if you took GTA and made it crazy? Some people don't like the third and the fourth one as much as 2, which is also included in the bundle, which is more of a serious Saints Row game. But I think when Saints Row went off the wall, that was when it was at its best for me personally. Because like we already had Grand Theft Auto, we didn't really need another serious crime game, right? I would much rather have that. And the fact that they've now ditched that with their current game, where they're suddenly going back to being more serious-ish, and not in a good way. Like the current Saints Row game kind of sucks, definitely sucks. So this bundle basically is everything that should have been given out last month in Humble. There's also a VR bundle, which of course you might have the same problem as me, in that a lot of these games I already own. I may or may not buy it though, because I obviously don't have another Fishman's Tale, and there might be a few others, like No More Rainbows and Broken Edge, that look good enough to buy. But in general, a lot of these things will be redos for people. So that's okay. Just know that there might be, it's hard to buy a bundle on that. There is also the bundle I will never buy bundle, the Spring Screams bundle, a bundle full of games that I would only ever put on my list if someone bought it for me. But thankfully, no one will ever buy it for me, so I'm safe. Point is, it's a full of horror games, including that creepy, like, Sesame Street one. Like, no. We also have a bundle called The Best of Boomer Shooters. If you're anything like me, you probably already own a few of these just by the other bundles that came out in Fanatical. There are some new ones up here, so it might be worth your time, but I personally have not bought this bundle. Next is the Build Your Own Special Editions bundle. Now, this was a hard one to buy for because I already owned a lot of the special editions. But if you don't own a lot of them, this is actually a really good one, because a lot of these ones will contain all their DLC, etc. You can get full games like Frostpunk Game of the Year Edition. Like, that's really good. Children of Mortar, I backed that on Kickstarter. Really a good time. Port Royale 4 is mixed, but it's better than paying full price, I guess. Moonlight is another one I backed on Kickstarter. It's quite good. Um, like there's a few games like Starbase Utopia that's probably not great, but like you know, I still like it even if it's got its flaws. Like in theory, anyway. I think I did try playing it a little bit. I need to play it more. Maybe I should put it back on my mountain list so I can play it some more. But yeah, it's got a bunch of complete editions, including ironically Koromon. I did not buy it here, but yeah, Zoti, Absolute Tactics, etc. I did buy it. I did buy it on one of the previous bundles they had Koromon though. I did buy Sanctus Reach and a few other things. Maybe I did buy it. Yeah, maybe I did actually buy it in this bundle. Huh. No, I don't think so. Anyway. Oh no, I think I bought it as a gift for someone. That's right. I bought that one as a gift. I'm like, would you rather this or this? And I bought this as a gift. That's right. That's right. I remember now. Yeah, pretty good bundle if you don't already own everything. The fact that it's 5 for 25, that's really a good price given that sometimes they're like, oh, would you like $40? Like, no, I would not. Like this one here, the Prestige Collection. Starts off quite low, then goes up quite high, 7 for $80. Oof. I don't believe I bought this one because I already owned a lot of them. But there are a few games here worth probably looking at in general. Once again, apparently Terraformers. So yes, we gotta keep watching the Fanatical bundles now to find out what's gonna go in the Humble bundle. Shantae and the Seven Sirens. I don't believe I have that one. But I have recently played a Shantae game. Planning on continuing because someone requested more. But yeah, there's a few different games there. Maybe I'll give it a better look to see if it's worth buying. But realistically, yeah, there's a few good games here. Let's School. There's another one I'm meant to be playing soon. Let's Build a Zoo is quite good. One Lonely Outpost is currently very mixed. It's a game I backed on Kickstarter that I'm really having high hopes for, but it's currently not really there yet. And yeah, there's a few other ones around here in general. But yeah, that's all good. And the final bundle for this month that I wanted to spotlight is the Play on the Go bundle. I haven't actually looked that much into it yet. In that I haven't actually bought it yet, but it has a few interesting looking games. So that's good. I played through the Juggler's Tale. It's kind of creepy. I've played through a Medieval, a little bit of it, and it was, pretty good. But yeah, there's a few other games here, which like Party Hard 2, yes, and stuff like that. But that's it, really. That's all I have to say. So pretty short Eruption of Shame this month without the without Amazon, also without that many bundles to talk about. I don't have anything to talk about on Kickstarter either. There's currently not really much going on. So I guess we're in the middle of the months of stuff coming out of the big Stardew Valley 1.6 release. I will say, if you haven't checked it out, be sure to watch my continuing all the mods together, because it's a co-op playthrough. A co-op playthrough with hundreds of mods. I look forward to the day when I actually manage to overtake the original mod count in all the mods, because it'll be so glorious. So far, it's still working good. It's still working fun. We're only a few days into spring, and we are power gaming the shit out of it and using up every second as if it counts. So I hope if you like that, you'll come and join me there. Leave a comment and such as well. Other than that, though, thank you for joining me. This has been another Eruption of Shame. What do you think of these games this month? Do you think it's worth buying this bundle? Are you feeling like it's as good a bundle as I do? Were you really looking forward to that leak being true in Assassin's Creed Valhalla and all that? Only to be very disappointed. Well, tell me what you feel down below. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.